This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. First tonight, new details surrounding an email phishing scam targeting Manatee County School District employees.
District officials say 2 payroll employees unintentionally sent the hacker a file that contained more than 7,000 employees' W-2 information. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo takes a look at the steps the district is now taking to keep their personal information safe.
Well, Scott and Haley, the district has already signed a contract with All Clear ID for identity protection, but it may not be enough to ease the minds of those that are affected. When Manatee County teacher Linda Boone heard about the scam, she checked everything from bank statements to IRS information.
I think it's been a real burden for everyone. And no one is, I don't think, anyone is feeling really secure.
Once the district was aware of the scam, the FBI and IRS were contacted in an effort to find the persons directly responsible. As a reaction, the district purchased an $80,000 policy with All Clear ID. Under the terms of the contract, all employees will be covered for 2 years and will receive up to $1 million in identity protection per employee.
It's a one-on-one relationships with all of us, really, and we each have specific PIN numbers for identification purposes. They're immediately then upon notification from All Clear contact one of their agents for further assistance.
According to Deputy Superintendent of Business Services Ron Serrana, no employee has alerted the district about any major issues, but says the district takes responsibility for this unfortunate incident.
Certainly, we're sincerely apologetic that it happened. It should never have happened. But once it did, then we became as proactive as possible to make sure that we are able to secure the identities of our employees as best we can.
And as for the 2 payroll department employees involved?
At this point in time, decisions have been made. One individual has been removed from the position and won't have any kind of access to any kind of sensitive information through the district. And the other will receive a form of formal reprimand.
Boone just wants to see employees educated.
I think maybe our procedures and protocols should be investigated and maybe changed.
The district also says those who are affected will receive additional updates and information. Reporting in Manatee County, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. Northport police are investigating a weekend shooting that led to the death of a well-known teacher. Police say Holly Fisher shot her husband and then turned the gun on herself. Jason Chase Fisher survived the shooting, suffering injuries to his hand and chest. Police are still investigating and won't say for sure if this was an accident or not. Fisher is now at home recovering. He spoke to ABC7 today by phone and said he believes the whole incident was a terrible accident. He doesn't believe his wife meant to shoot him or herself, and his mother-in-law agrees.
It was an accident. She never touched a gun before that night. Her finger must have just hit it, and it went off, and then hurting her husband, the center of her universe, was over.
Fisher was a social studies teacher at Heron Creek Middle School. Grief counselors were at the school today, helping students and faculty who are grieving.
A beauty pageant winner known for her love of adventure was killed in a weekend car crash. 20-year-old Katarina Huffman was killed in a 4-car crash on University Parkway on Friday night. State troopers say Huffman was heading east when for some reason she crossed over the median into oncoming traffic. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Huffman was Miss Teen Charlotte County among some other pageant titles. She's being remembered by her friends as a fun person who loved acting and mermaids. She also performed at local kids' parties.
Florida Highway Patrol is reminding drivers about the law and penalties when it comes to hit-and-run crashes. State troopers launching a Stay at the Scene awareness campaign. The goal is to reduce the number of hit-and-run crashes by educating drivers on their responsibilities if they're involved in a crash and the serious consequences of leaving. Here on the Suncoast in 2016 alone, there were more than 2,800 hit-and-run crashes in Sarasota and Manatee counties. 5 of those were fatal. Troopers hope those numbers will be a lot less in 2017.
When you get into a minor crash, everyone panics, everyone is scared, but the worst thing you can do is leave the scene, because now you have turned what was simply a citation into a criminal event, and that is something that no one wants to see.
If you need to report a hit and run or an impaired or aggressive driver, you can call FHP at star 347.
It looks like Tom Barwin will continue working as city manager for the city of Sarasota. Barwin was considering a city manager position in Reno, Nevada, and had planned to travel there over President's Day weekend. But today, city officials announced Barwin now plans to withdraw from the Reno city manager selection process. In a statement that he sent to the city of Reno, Barwin writes that the timing is not conducive to a move, and there are several major projects underway in Sarasota that need more nurturing before handing them off.
Well, we know the weather on the Suncoast is a little better than Reno this time of year.
That may have been this weekend. He may have been thinking about it. May have influenced the decision just a little.
All right, let's get over to Bob for more on our forecast.
Yeah, it depends if he likes skiing or snowboarding because, we've got some great mountains right there. Lake Tahoe being one of them, not too far away from Reno, but that's good. He's staying 71 degrees right now. Sunshine, plenty of it out there. Dew point 65. Humidity 81%. Now, winds are out of the west-northwest at 15. Little sea breeze has kicked in. The pressure is still pretty high. 30.01 right now, and there's a weak front. You can see just a little bit of cloudiness right there, and it's slowly drifting to the south. What's going to happen is going to line up parallel with our upper level winds, so it's not going to have much of a push southward as far as that goes. So some of these clouds will come in again now and again throughout the day on a Tuesday, it looks like, and there's a slight chance for some sprinkles late tonight, but the forecast looks like this through the night, mid-60s for the most part, so it's not going to cool things down at all. For that matter, temperatures will stay well above average running in through most of this week, although there are some changes coming our way. We'll detail those coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now to tell us it has been a terrific start on Wall Street to start off the week. Richard.
Haley, you're exactly right, and it simply doesn't get any better. Every index that we follow closed at a record high. The Dow, if you recall, was 20,000, and that was a big deal. Well, now we're over 20,400. It has been 5 times since Inauguration Day that the Dow, in fact, has set a record high, and 22 times since Election Day. So whether you like President Trump or not, it does seem that the market seems to like him, at least in the near term. Let's take a look at the numbers, and indeed impressive they are. There you see the Dow up by 142.7%, closing at 20,412.16. That on volume of 687 million shares. The NASDAQ, and these are all records, of course, the NASDAQ up 30 points, just over 0.5%, closing at 5,763.96. That on volume of 1,648 million shares. And the S&P adds its record as well, up 0.5%, just over 12 points at 2,328.25. Restaurants International may not be a household name to you, but I bet the restaurants it owns are. 20,000 restaurants under the names Burger King, I expect you've heard of that, and Tim Hortons. Our Canadian visitors certainly are familiar with Tim Hortons. Well, its stock was up by more than 4% today after the company announced same-store sales that were up by more than 3% and a cost-cutting effort that cut costs by a whopping 16%. That is a big, big deal. And when the stock can do 2 things very well, add to earnings and reduce expenses, that's a recipe for a win-win, and up 4% in one day, and that's exactly what it did today.
I've heard great things about Tim Hortons coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had it.
Could use some of that right now.
And also some news on Apple tonight, Richard.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better for them either. An all-time record high close, $133.29. That beats the high by 29 cents that was set almost exactly 2 years ago to the day in February of 2015.
All right. Good day all around.
Yes, sir.
All right. Richard, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Circus Sarasota is hoping to continue the momentum of a successful opening weekend. The first 5 Synergy shows under the Big Top near Nathan Benderson Park were pretty much sold out. A representative with Circus Sarasota says more than 8,000 people came out to see the shows. The community is rallying behind the circus, which is still recovering from an accident during rehearsal last week that sent 5 performers to the hospital. All 5, though, are expected to recover. Still have plenty of time to see the action. There are 27 shows left. I got to see it on Saturday night. Amazing show.
I've heard that.
I mean, it just keeps you on the edge of your seat. The performers, I don't know how they do their acts. I mean, some of them are just astounding.
Right, it amazes you. Yeah, and you, like you mentioned, you have plenty of time to still get out and see it, planning to do so. So looking forward to it.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, tens of thousands of people being told to evacuate. What's being done to shore up the tallest dam in the United States and prevent a devastating flood.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, the fountain of youth, at least for dogs, how a cancer drug is showing anti-aging promise. Next in Health News.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Nearly 200,000 people are under order to leave their homes in Northern California. The governor declaring a state of emergency after issues at a dam spillway in Oroville. A huge hole in the spillway threatens to flood the area. As ABC's Daniel Backus shows us, it's now a race against time.
It's never happened before. The Oroville Dam, the nation's tallest just north of Sacramento, now at record levels. Its emergency spillway in danger of failing and unleashing uncontrolled floodwaters on towns below.
This is still a dynamic situation. It's still a situation we're trying to assess the damage.
Sunday, more than 180,000 people told to evacuate.
We already ran out of gas. All we have is diesel left. Our gas truck was supposed to come, but it never did.
Stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic as they try to flee.
We're trying not to go near the flooding area so we can go home, but we're going to be probably stuck down here.
And I'm scared because I've never been in anything like this before.
Last week, a nearly 200-foot-long, 30-foot-deep hole was created after chunks of concrete came out of the main spillway.
There is a plan currently in place which would hopefully plug that hole. That would include using helicopters to drop bags of rock into the crevice and prevent any further erosion.
For the first time, officials forced to use the emergency spillway, then finding a second hole, causing evacuations. Officials now saying the water levels are dropping, but the threat is still there. Officials say the lake level is being lowered at a rate of 4 inches per hour, and that erosion area in the spillway you see behind me, where water is rushing with such force that it looks like a mist is being sent into the air, that erosion area has been stabilized and has stopped progressing. In Oroville, California, Danya Backus, ABC News.
The winter storm moving through the Northeast is being blamed for at least one death. Authorities say high winds in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania last night took down a tree branch that crashed through a driver's windshield and struck a man. Meanwhile, in New Hampshire, the Mount Washington Avalanche Center has issued an extreme avalanche danger warning on 2 trails after more than 16 inches of snow has fallen on the highest peak in the Northeast. Both Maine and Vermont are dealing with heavy snow and blizzard-like conditions.
Follow up now on the recovery efforts in Louisiana following a tornado outbreak there. A NASA facility in New Orleans is now back open. NASA's Michoud assembly facility was seriously damaged by the storm last week. It knocked down trees, down power lines, overturned cars, and ripped siding from buildings. None of the 3,500 employees at the Rocca facility were seriously hurt, but today they were back to normal operations. But still, 7 of the 81 buildings on the site are closed for repairs. And everyone back to work.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a little of everything across the country, huh?
Yeah, even more important is they had a national outage of the National Weather Service, a catastrophic one at that. One of the routers failed. So they were getting no warnings to the public through the internet or through their phone system. They were getting no forecasts and no updates for several hours. And think about all the nasty weather that's going on here with the things out in California, the Northeaster, and also other rough weather across the northern plain states. Now, they are slowly getting back online, but it just shows you that catastrophic failure, what can happen when it comes to disseminating warnings, and even radar was out across the United States at one point. They're working on a backup system now. I think that's a good idea.
That's important.
Yeah, a little backup system. We are looking at nothing going on here too serious. Again, had some clouds around occasionally this morning with some fog, a little inversion set up, which kind of offers as a cap and doesn't really clear things up much. The Lakewood Ranch webcam, though, showing fair skies throughout the day. Titan radar picture showing a storm over the central U.S., causing some problems there. Clear skies and 71 right now. The dew point is at 65 and the humidity at 81%. And the winds are out of the west-northwest at 15, the pressure 30.01 inches. Temperatures up and down the coast right now, starting to cool down a little bit near the coast with that west sea breeze developing, upper 60s to low 70s there. And the forecast for Tuesday, we're going to call for a mixture of sun and clouds. Still warm, though, mid-70s to even upper 70s well inland. And we'll see a little bit of fog around in the morning, and it looks as though we will see no real threat of any rainfall. We could see some sprinkles late tonight, but that would be about it. The wind flow will be out of the east throughout much of the day, turning around toward the west with that sea breeze developing in the afternoon. But all in all, it should be a fairly good day, although a little bit more clouds around tomorrow as a result of this front, which gets hung up right across the state. And we'll see a mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day on Tuesday, a slight chance for sprinkles. Here comes a little bit more of a significant cold front. This will push on through, bring with it a pretty good chance for at least a few showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm. That comes on Wednesday, and then we're in a progressive pattern now. So we'll see another one come through on Saturday, bringing our rain chances up. This is the first one that'll bring a front through our area. The next one is out west, where they don't need the rainfall, and more rain is on the way for those folks as yet another storm system moves on in to an area that doesn't really need it. As far as the RPM forecast model goes, it looks like a lot of clouds and fog, but then we'll start to see that rain approaching on in through midweek, and some of that rain could be heavy at times. You can see that moving through Northern California. Then it really sets up on Wednesday just offshore of San Francisco. Well, watches and warnings out there, flood watches obviously in effect, but that will increase. Those watches and warnings will be increasing throughout the week. Temperature right now, Toronto at 28 degrees, Boston 30, 45 in the nation's capital. It's 48 degrees in Kansas City. And as far as the boating forecast goes, east winds turn to the west at 5 knots. Seas will be generally 2 feet or less. There'll be a mixture of sun and clouds, a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now warming up, 71 degrees. And the forecast tides upcoming. Low tide will be at 8:35 tonight. A high tide will be at 1:54. Sunset at 6:21 and sunrise at 7:07. So the forecast tonight does call for increasing clouds, some fog late, a slight chance for a few light showers. Northwest winds 5 to 10. And then the 60-degree low is much above average. For Valentine's Day, look for a pretty nice day. I said a mixture of sun and clouds. We'll see some fog in the morning, 77 degrees. East winds turn to the southwest at 5, so it will be a warm one. And then the extended forecast is calling for a 50-50 chance at showers on Wednesday with the passage of that front. Cools down on Thursday and Friday, really back to seasonal averages. And then we'll see another front arrive on Saturday with a good chance for a few showers. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No crashes in the area, but we're seeing backup on US 41 in the Sarasota area. This is both the north and southbound lanes right near Fruitville Road. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, a new study suggests eating black licorice during pregnancy could detrimentally affect the baby. Researchers in Finland say the culprit is a sweetener that naturally occurs in the licorice plant and is also added to teas and herbal supplements. It can cause your levels of the stress hormone cortisol to jump, and that can affect a baby's developing nervous system. The women who consumed the most of this sweetener found in licorice had children who, by age 13, scored an average of 7 points lower on IQ tests and had 3 times the risk of ADHD. Women may be able to eat more than just ice chips during labor without risking complications. That's according to a new review of previous research published in the journal Obstetrics and Gynecology. In fact, women who were allowed to eat before delivery had a slightly shorter labor by an average of 16 minutes than those who were restricted to ice chips or just sips of water. Although the study can't prove that eating caused the deliveries to happen sooner. Researchers say this may be the case because when we're well hydrated and have adequate carbohydrates in our system, our muscles work better. An anti-aging pill for dogs and maybe even humans. Could it be a reality? The drug called rapamycin is meant for people with cancer, but after nearly a decade of research showing that it might make mice live longer, up to 60% longer, scientists are trying it out as an anti-aging drug in dogs and even in humans. Researchers at the University of Washington's Dog Aging Project gave rapamycin to 16 dogs and imaged their hearts. They started to function better. They looked more like youthful hearts. Rapamycin has very limited testing in healthy humans, and while it could show some promise in the future to help ward off age-related diseases, much more research is needed. Coming up, an avalanche at a French Alps ski resort. Rescuers try to save a family buried at the bottom of the mountain. Plus, the start of spring training. The Orioles and Pirates start warming up for games on the Suncoast. That's straight ahead.
I am a veteran. My victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
At DAV, we help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory was finishing my education.
My victory was getting help to put our lives back together.
DAV provides veterans with a lifetime of support.
My victory is being there for my family.
Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years. We decided on Meals on Wheels because I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking Dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller, The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Luxury for less at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ Sports Utility for $249 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Contemporary Cabinetry and Closet Concepts. Our strength is in building a relationship with our clients. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years. When you organize your home, you simplify your life. Call today for a free in-home consultation or visit the web at contemporarycabinetry.srq.com.
Rescuers now say the chances are slim that any of the 9 skiers who were caught in an avalanche in the French Alps survived.
It happened near a ski resort today. 4 snowboarders were killed, and rescuers are still in the process of digging out 5 others. Officials say the snowboarders were with a guide near the main slopes when the avalanche hit. They say some were members of the same family. The avalanche happened in an area popular with international skiers for its extensive slopes and stunning views.
A pelican is recovering after getting caught in fishing line on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge near St. Petersburg. State troopers found the pelican on Friday in the median of the bridge. The pelican was trying to cross the road but was caught in fishing line and had fishing hooks impaled in its legs. The pelican was taken to the Owl's Nest Sanctuary for Wildlife, where he is expected to make a full recovery.
As if running a half marathon is not hard enough, try running it in a full uniform. That's what one sheriff's deputy did in Los Angeles. Deputy Jenna Underwood Nunez participated in the 2nd annual Run to Remember. She ran all 13 miles in her uniform to honor 2 officers who lost their lives in the line of duty. Another fellow deputy is battling leukemia. Deputy Nunez is hoping to raise awareness and find possibly a match for a bone marrow transplant for her colleague. Way to go.
Players with the Baltimore Orioles and Pittsburgh Pirates are getting some warm-ups in on the Suncoast. Today, the Orioles pitchers and catchers reporting for camp at Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota. They were out on the field warming up a little bit today. Players will have their first official workouts tomorrow. Orioles manager Buck Showalter says 3/4 of the team are already here in town. Same drill for the Pittsburgh Pirates at Pirate City in Bradenton. This was reporting day for pitchers and catchers. They'll have their first official workout tomorrow. First full squad workout is set for this Friday.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
I love when baseball's back.
Yep.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, a big perk for giving felons a second chance, how business owners in Florida could be compensated for certain new hires.
And one of the most successful actresses on the big screen answers questions at a town hall in Sarasota. The one thing Gina Davis wants to change about Hollywood when we come back.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
How hard is it to stop a stroke? It is challenging, it is difficult, and every second counts. A comprehensive stroke center gives the patient a better chance to walk out with minimal to no disability. We are able to offer treatments above and beyond the standard 3 hours after the onset of a stroke. A place like Sarasota Memorial Hospital really increases those chances of giving back a better quality of life.
If you want to rediscover the smooth, radiant skin of your past, consider a facelift, eyelid lift, or laser resurfacing from Faces by Feza. Restore your natural, youthful appearance and the confidence that goes with it when you trust your face to the expert hands of Dr. John Feza. Using a delicate touch, he gives you natural-looking contours, a clean jawline, and long-lasting results. Call today to schedule a private consultation, because when you look good, you feel good. Faces by Feza at Center for Sight.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Bridge next.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.